Ladies and gentlemen of the good life, welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. With every day I wake up, I'm just getting more and more confused about what in the absolute world is happening in our country. And I don't really know what country that is because it's not like I live in the US, but this is crazy. President Biden just vetoed a bill that allows highly regulated financial firms to hold Bitcoin and crypto. What in the world just happened? So, to give you guys a little bit of the rundown, a little while back, we saw the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, sneak a rule into, let's call it a bill. They included a sneaky rule about which firms could and could not hold crypto. That set that bar for who is allowed to hold crypto, basically, really high, just way too high. And so a few days ago, there was a passing where they said, ooh, let's not do that. Let's remove that out. Let's basically make sure that that doesn't go through. And then at that point, a lot of people said, well, let's not take it out. Let's not go against it because Biden's going to veto it anyway. But then all of a sudden, over the last couple of days, first of all, the majority of people said, no, let's not do that. This whole, making the bar too high sounds really stupid. And besides the fact, Biden and the whole administration are all of a sudden, at the same time, really getting more supportive of crypto at the same time. He's not going to veto it anymore. He's up against Trump, and right now the motive seems to be fully just pro-crypto all the way through the bank. We know Elizabeth Warren is still in the way, but pro-crypto is all the way to go. And then we get this. Hits like a freaking truck, but I guess this is standard, right? This is always how these things go. It's just what a crazy space we live in. Talking about crypto rules and regulations, I'd say this one hits kind of close to home. Not because I'm going to jail, but because I really like the guy. Binance's ex-CEO, CZ, has begun his prison sentence in California. And I guess also because he used to live really close to me here in Dubai. And now I'm not going to see him for, I guess, perhaps a few months, perhaps a short 3 months, perhaps a very long few years. You never really know how these things work when they get out of prison and kind of what happens as we go along. But it just shows you that our crypto space is changing a lot. With Sam Bankman-Fried and CZ out, you kind of wonder, who are the biggest crypto guys in here? And isn't this the case that all of a sudden now, with a gap being formed of the biggest guys being out, all of a sudden these politicians wanting to join the game? It's just a thought, but it's an interesting one. And having said that, talking about just thoughts, right? Right now, as we speak, I don't want to talk too much about trading on this channel, but it's getting interesting that the long ratio, so the amount of people who are basically saying the price is going to go up from here on forward, has all of a sudden spiked by some pretty hefty margins today. And the reason I'm saying that that's quite interesting is because the last time it happened was on May 20th. And that was the day where Bitcoin had a pretty crazy pump, but Ethereum had a pretty crazy pump the day afterwards. Just something to put in the back of your head. Maybe some people know more than we do. So sometimes it's nice to, with that knowledge in the back of our head here, perhaps just speculate. And talking about knowledge in the back of our head, know that I switch crypto exchanges all the time. The one I've been using for multiple years, though, is Bybit, of which a link is always in the description down below. But first, for example, I sometimes use Deepcoin. Stopped using it because some people are writing bad articles about it here and there. And it makes me think, skipping it all together. And there have been many exchanges that I stopped using, but Bybit, still using. And there are many, though. And one of the main reasons I sometimes quit exchanges is if almost nobody that I know is talking about them anymore, and I start seeing them less and less at events, it's sketchy. But then again, FTX was everywhere, and even they fell under, so you never really know. But there was apparently now a Japanese crypto exchange, DMM Bitcoin, that was hacked, losing 4,500 Bitcoin worth 300 million. The hacker currently has transferred 4,500 Bitcoin to 10 addresses, which are these right here. And the interesting part is that I kind of sometimes wonder what these guys think. Because when you're hacking an exchange and you have all the Bitcoin, the moment you decide to move something, people see it. Every single one of these Bitcoin are now flagged. And so I really wonder how they're going to do that. But again, perhaps I just don't have the criminal mind in this instance to really fully know how you're going to dwindle everything. I know there's mixers of sorts still, and people buy these black Bitcoin at significantly discounted price on the black market. But the reason I'm saying that is because you can pay for things if they don't check. But the moment you do, either somebody checks it, boom, you're flagged. And second of all, the moment you do, you made a transaction for a jet or whatever, it's now linked to you. So I guess you're at that point going to have Tether. But once more, it's not like that's not on the blockchain. They'll still, regardless of where you move it to, will be able to track it, which is what I don't fully understand about why you'd want to keep. Let's rephrase that. All right. Theoretically speaking, he only needs to keep about 1.5% of all the hacked funds. So he can, give this away at a 90% discount. And there's probably somebody who's able to do that for him. And at a 90% discount, he still gets to keep 30 mil, which is enough to get your life round. So from that perspective, I guess it makes a little bit more sense. And now one thing I really don't want to talk about too much, because I noticed a lot of you guys hate it when I do, is meme coins. I gotta give it to the people who went all in on the sector a while back. I gotta give it to you. It's really popping off. And I've said before, AI, real world assets, Bitcoin ecosystem are all hot. Right now though, let's be honest here, most sectors are not really pumping significantly except for meme coins. If you're fully wanting to stay away from it, it makes sense because it's so risky and so fast, you gotta be on it to make money with it. But I will tell you that if you're asking me, hey Dusty, what is like the most best or the deepest trend you're seeing right now in crypto? I will admit for a second that it's not RWA, it's not AI. Both of those were a while back. It's not your layer 2s, it's not your layer 1s, it's not your oracles, and nothing. It is meme coins. So love it or hate it. At the end of the day, you can stay away from it as far as you wanna, but I still think it's important to be informed of what's hot, what's going on, and what everybody is doing right now. And I think one of the main parts is these celebrities coming in hot, which again makes me rethink about the first thing which I showed you. Give me a second to press it on. There we go. About Biden and all those, all of a sudden change their mind and things coming around, which makes me kind of think, right? I can kind of add two and two together. Doesn't that mean all these celebrities coming in, doing all these shady things with meme coins, doesn't it mean that these will only get worse from now on? Anyway, so things are so stupid here. Biden vetoed the crypto custodial rule reversal. President Biden vetoed a bipartisan effort to repeal the SEC Staff Accounting Bulletin 121, which mandates banks to hold customers' crypto assets on their balance sheets. This decision has sparked disappointment and criticism from the crypto community, with some attributing it to a lack of concern for crypto constituents by the Biden administration. Well, from my perspective, this is just a really stupid way to lose out on a lot of votes, and in my own opinion, not be fair. On an opposite side, we said it before, there is a good probability that Biden is going to take the road of, this crypto stuff should be in the hands of the ones who know best, Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren, and the people should be kept safe, and many people are going to eat it up, even though it's very far away from the truth. If you look at the SEC's numbers, right, just nominally, you look at the numbers, the SEC has been doing a really good job preventing fraud, helping out consumers. If you look at the, reality of things, it's quite different, but just looking at the numbers, they've done a pretty damn good job. And that is quite concerning, but I guess that's kind of what's going on here. Right? Perhaps Trump is going to be really pro-crypto, Biden really against crypto. I'm prepared for it, though. I'm keeping it in the back of my head, and this is exactly what's going on right now. If you're wondering, yeah, that's about it.